This is Scorpio, an excellent Hero Factory set that came out back in 2011. The LEGO Group did something really special with this set, something that I wish many more sets would do, but for some reason they just kind of abandoned this concept. What is it? What makes this set so great? Good question. Let's discuss in this video. Yes! A robotic, monstrous, giant scorpion. That's the enemy that our heroes have to fight. I freaking love that. It's so fantastical, it's so wacky, it's so weird. It's the best. He's got a Zamisphere launcher as the stinger on his tail. He's got a recolored Waspix mask in lime green, and two mighty pincers for teeth. Not to mention, that's a real nice color scheme. Scorpio is dope. But there's something else about this set, and I don't know. No other Hero Factory set was really able to pull this off. You see, this set came out in 2011. That was the year that they debuted CCBS, the Character and Creature Building System, a brand new system of elements that relies on ball and socket pieces that you then decorate with armor pieces. Now, the first wave of 2011 showed us just what this system was capable of. Look at them. Brilliant characters making very creative use of these amazing pieces. They're very posable, they're very beautiful, they're very robust. There's a lot to like. But so far we'd only seen characters, and this is the Character and Creature Building System. Where are the creatures? You know, even a set like Jetbug, he was less bug and more human. He's still a dude with 2 legs and 2 arms. So when Scorpio hit store shelves in the summer of 2011, we finally saw how LEGO wanted to use this system when making creatures. This was uncharted territory, even within the theme itself. Because the other villains within this wave, yes, they were all meant to be animalistic, but again, they were still relatively humanoid, standing up on 2 legs. Sure, there were minor modifications, and there was a set like Rawjaw who was on all 4s, but he could still stand up on 2 legs. The only other very non-humanoid character was someone like Fangs, who was, a dog. And that was great. But Scorpio, they were a massive departure from the rest. 6 legs, a scorpion, a big bulky design. It was new, it was fresh, it was nice. Let me take off the armor to show you how cool this really looks, and how effectively it uses CCBS pieces. Look at the way that the different bones interlock with one another, resting at different angles, linking together to mass out larger body shapes, or adding in additional structure and support to areas like the tail. That makes things thicker, slightly more realistic, and most importantly, sturdier. This baby isn't going to come off while you're playing with the toy. Nah, it is locked in. It's quite marvelous how simple this is. Just repeating kind of 3 or 4 different pieces, armoring them up, and then you've got yourself a very realistic scorpion body. A body that is very posable and very durable. How good is that? After 2011 ended, and sets like Scorpio began to retire, you'd think, okay, we're gonna see heaps more creatures. Right? Not so much. Hero Factory began to focus very heavily once again on humanoid characters, which was fine. We got a lot of really good humanoid characters. But 80 to 90% of the wave was always humanoid body shapes. The other 10 to 20% were obvious and excellent exceptions. Thankfully, the Character and Creature Building System could very much live up to its name. But it is just that little bit disappointing and unfortunate that the character design was always so geared to humanoid stuff. The creatures just kind of got drowned out, and when you saw them, it was once in a blue moon. It's unfortunate how rare it was for Hero Factory to make big, large-scale monsters, creatures, animals, whatever. The only other example of that I can really think of is Dragon Bolt. And okay, Queen Beast, but that's it. 3 Hero Factory sets that explore large-scale animals that really deviate from a very humanoid body shape. That's not much. Actually, going back to Invasion from Below, that was a theme that was meant to focus on monsters. But again, Many of them were very humanoid, with slight departures from a more human-shaped body, but still relatively humanoid, right? Again, a few exceptions, but not a lot. To me, Scorpio represents one of the last bastions of good creature design for Hero Factory sets. It was so cool to see this set really messing around with the bones and armor, and then coming up with elegant and organic body shapes. It was great to see CCBS being pushed to its limits. It was awesome that LEGO was able to show us the insane things that you can accomplish with these parts. And then they just kind of stopped doing it. And if they did do it, it was in a very reduced capacity. Nowhere near as innovative as Scorpio was. You know what I would have liked to have seen? Hero Factory sets that were very akin to the classic 2001 Bionicle villains. The Rahi. You know, mechanical motorized crabs. Bulls and tigers that look more like mechanical dinosaurs. Villain dragonflies? These were so wonderfully creative and unique. And Scorpio fits right in with that idea. It's the best. I just wish we had more sets like this. Scorpio is so freaking cool. Hey, let me show you just how cool this set is by breaking down the parts selection. Let's see what we got and how you can use it in your own creations. One excellent element in this set is this shield with bar handle. It comes in lime green. This is actually the only time that you could ever get this piece in this color. It was exclusive to this set, and thankfully, you get 6 of them. Clockwork Guardian uses them on the crotch, the torso, and the upper arms of this revamp of Breeze. Each use of this piece is excellent. It's so good that one element can be used in so many different ways, and each time, it looks pretty good. I like to see it. You also get these spiky add-on armor pieces. And yeah, same thing as the last one, these are exclusive in this color to this set. And once again, you get 5 of them. Sweet! PGK Core Official has used them alongside a few different claws, barbs, and vines. Using it within the context of these pieces, you can create a character that does have that kind of jungle aesthetic. If you want to make a tower of plant life, well, maybe you need some pieces like this. The aesthetic that they create is perfect. The set also has one more exclusive piece. It's this printed armor shell. Lee's L822, they use them for a head. Yeah, the printing here kind of does look like some sort of facial features. Very exotic facial features. I guess this could be an eye, maybe this could, maybe the eyes are here. Whatever it is, it's quite a nice head design, isn't it? Now, the face piece. Mascari MOCs uses 2 of them for knee pads. The shape of this piece flows so well into the curvature of the whole leg. I think it looks really good. Maybe you can use it in the same way. Oh, and you know what else looks good? These quasar spikes. Look at these colors, red marbled in with black. Ooh, baby. Brick Pharaoh tucks these into the head of this character. And they're a little bit more subtle. You don't really see any of the black at all. You just focus on the red. As a result, you get this beautiful crest or crown. It looks pretty good. But the last piece today, it's these silver blades. Valhalla MOCs uses them for individual fingers on this huge creation. Hey, if you're building a giant titan like this, these pieces are going to look pretty good for fingers. Something to think about. That's the pieces in this set. Some pretty good stuff. But now, here's a revamp of Scorpio. It's made by Tayfun Production. Oh, this is nice. Look at that new tail. The doubled up CCBS bones with armor on both sides. And the way that it thickens out and gets bigger as it flows into the body. That transition looks excellent. And look at this blade in red at the very tip. This is Hydraxon's blade. Now, unfortunately, this doesn't come in red in any official set. This has just been recolored since this is a digital MOC. But hey, you know, if you want to go paint pieces or 3D print this in red, go ahead. Because look how good this looks. And the way it ties in with those quasar spikes, yeah, red being really injected into this color scheme, it sure does look pretty. Nice to also see bigger pincers for this scorpion, as well as some sharper claws on the feet. Yeah, the original did have these, but I don't know, they're a little bit more subdued and smaller, making them a bit more intense and obvious on the revamp. Yeah, that's good. Real good. See, even a mock like this is proof that CCBS looks so good when you use it to build creatures. I just wish we had more sets that looked as good as this, and we could've. I don't know why LEGO stopped doing that. But hey, you know what's better? We get to build stuff like this ourselves. We can make mocks using CCBS. And now's the perfect time to do it because it's HF Feb. Use this as an excuse to build the coolest creature villain that you've ever seen. And then tag it online with the hashtag HFFeb. Now is the time to build heroes, and now is the time to build villains. And now is the time to check the links in the description. Go and see more work from these builders and get a little bit more inspiration. Thanks for watching everyone, happy building, and bye for now. So we really had a Bionicle set called Scorpio and a Hero Factory set called Scorpio. And both of them were bangers. Huh.